Hello, this is Aaron with Marcelo Sandrin Network, and today we're going to be talking about the NBA and give a little NBA update for you. So, starting off with some of the games last night, we saw the Nets fall to the Bulls 102 to 128, as the Nets are kind of trying to figure out what their next move will be as they're kind of heading down the wrong direction. We also had the Lakers fall to the Timberwolves 109 to 80. And for the Lakers, it's a little concerning because they've started to lose 4 out of their last 5. And you kind of have to wonder how long until they kind of try to make a move to try to capitalize off of having LeBron, who's age 40 now, playing the way he has so far this year. You kind of have to wonder how long until they realize they need to make a move there to stay competitive in the West, which is very tough. We also had the Pelicans fall to the Hawks 112 to 124. And unfortunately for the Pelicans, yet again, Zion Williamson's health has been a major concern for them this season, as he's only played in a select amount of games this year. And you have to wonder, is this guy's career really going to be highlighted by the injuries, which would be a shame for the way he was hyped up coming out of college. And for the talent I know he has, everyone knows he's got the talent, but can the guy stay on the court is the main concern for them. We also had the Heat fall to the Celtics 108 to 89. And once again, we saw the Heat miss Jimmy Butler, who wasn't playing last night, arguably their best player. And for Boston, they just kind of keep winning. And they kind of keep showing in the NBA that they're the team to beat. Coming off their championship last year, they're still the best of the best, and they're going to be the toughest team, I think, to beat this year in the NBA. And starting off with some games today, we actually have the NBA Cup going on tonight, which is exciting. We have the Spurs taking on the Suns, which should be an interesting game as we see KD and Bradley Beal come back from injury. So we'll see if they can show off against Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs, who are a young up-and-coming team. We also have the Golden State Warriors taking on the Denver Nuggets, which is an exciting game because the Nuggets have seriously been struggling the last couple weeks. And we all know what Golden State can do with Steph, I almost said Clay, not Clay, with Steph and the boys out there. We know how dangerous they can be when they get going, so that's always fun to watch. We also have the Bucks taking on the Pistons, which the Pistons have played a lot better than they've been playing a lot better than the last couple of years. In years past, the Pistons have been pretty much the worst team in the NBA, but this year they've kind of shown that they're building something there for the future, the right way. We also have the Magic taking on the Knicks, which would be an interesting game between two of the top teams in the East, which is way more closer than the West. There are only a few teams in the East so far that have really kind of separated themselves from the others, but so far, the Knicks and the Magic are certainly two of those teams. We also have the Jazz taking on the Thunder, and Oklahoma City is a really good team. They're a very young team, and they're hungry. They're ready to prove to the rest of the NBA that they're for real and they're ready to compete. So it'll be interesting to see how the Thunder look going forward. We also have the Grizzlies taking on the Dallas Mavericks, who are my favorite possibly to represent the West again in the finals. And also, last but not least, unfortunately, my Wizards taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are the best team in the NBA record-wise right now at 18-3, and the Wizards are the exact opposite right now. They are 2-16. Unfortunately for them, their main concern right now is working on next year's draft. This season already has gone off to a slow start for the Wizards, as they did not win a single game in November. Let me say that again. They went 0-16 in November, which is, a little disappointing for me. But again, I was expecting it. The Wizards have a very young team. They're focusing mainly on the draft next year. So anyway, hopefully they can make the game competitive. But again, not really expecting too much out of them tonight against Cleveland, a very good team. We also have the Sixers taking on the Hornets, as Philadelphia's nightmare season has been kind of, with Joel Embiid's injury concern, all that's going on with them this year, they need to get a few wins here to try to put that try to forget about that so far and try to get back on the right track for them. So lastly, we'll talk about some of the standings here. As I mentioned before, the Eastern Conference only has about 3 to 4 teams that are really kind of separated themselves. We have Cleveland at 18-3, and along with Boston 17-4 and Orlando 15-7, the top 3 teams there. As they're also followed by the Knicks and the Bucks, who are also 12-8 and 10-9 respectively. But also, after that, the teams kind of dip between the talent level teams. While as in the West, we see the Thunder, Rockets, and Grizzlies, the top 3 teams, are all separated by less than a game. And again, honestly, all 8 teams in the West right now are very good. I feel like you wouldn't want to match up with any of these teams in the playoffs. We got the Thunder, with the number 1 seed currently, followed by the Rockets, the Grizzlies, and then 4 through 8, actually 4 through 9 are very tough teams. You got the Warriors, Magic, Mavericks, Clippers, Suns, Lakers, and Nuggets, all fighting for all within 3 games of each other. So the Western Conference standings are constantly going to be shifting each game, which makes it a lot exciting. Really, really exciting for NBA fans to follow along and see see how the playoff seedings actually end up panning out for the West. But anyway, that's all for today. I'm Aaron. Again, looking forward to watching these NBA Cup games tonight. Go Ravens, go Wizards, and until then, I'll see you later. Have a good one.